Hi Libra. I had these grand plans for what I wanted to wear for your reading, and I wanted to do how you would dress on a date. But of course, in true Aquarius season fashion, when it came down to it, I just really want to tell you some stuff that's important. And actually don't want it to be about anything else. Happy Aquarius season, happy Valentine's Day if nobody else tells you. Here are some beautiful roses to celebrate the season. So Libra, planting the seeds of a new life in the very rich fertilizer that is loss. It's quite an exciting time because either you did the thing already or you're already super proud of yourself for having done it, or you're about to do it. But freedom is close, it's palpable, it's here. Good for you. Now, between the 6th of February and the 17th, there is a square between Uranus and Saturn. So, this square, which happens in partly in fellow air sign. Okay, all right, 6 of Cups, draining out there. This square, it's not to be taken lightly. These cups have to be emptied out. You knew it. You knew when you decided that you needed and wanted your freedom from whomever, however this is playing out for you. You knew that these cups would have to be emptied. Is it pleasant? No. No, it is not. Loss, like I said, while being great fertilizer, is very difficult to deal with. Of course. Of course. But these new seeds that you will plant will bring you enormous good fortune. Your own. Self-sufficient. At peace. Successful. Inshallah. It's all coming. So don't let Aquarius season get too on top of you. It's going to make you overthink, but don't let it get inside your head. You're going to be fine. You're making the right decisions. Does it feel good? 6 of Cups in reverse? No. No, it's not pleasant. Will you be okay? Yes, you will be okay. Of course you will be okay. You will be better than okay. The first card out is Justice. Just sticking out of the deck like, hello. I'm right here. I'm good. I'm all right. I'm back to myself. Is it easy to process this kind of change, loss, however you look at it? No. Is it very clear that this is what's coming up? Probably not at the moment. You know, not until after the 17th of February. Then I can see you starting to be like, okay, yeah. I can see how this actually works in my favor. Okay, I got it. What I have written here in my notes is let go or be dragged. Which is that Zen way of thinking that everything is looking for that homeostasis, that center, that balance. This Taoistic concept, it brings you to that center where nothing is judged but only in balance to the opposite. And for you especially, let go, being a balancing mechanism, for you, let go or be dragged is very important because you know better than anyone how important it is to keep the balance. You're back. Balance has been restored. You are successful. Congratulations. And you will feel it by Now, the next thing I have written in my notes, and it goes really well with this Queen of Swords, is no more theories. Now, this is not abstract anymore. Your growth is not a fantasy anymore. Your freedom is not some secret, secret thought experiment that you escape into when things get rough. You can actually, for real, now go have that life. That's a lot to take in. Now, on the 18th, the sun moves into Pisces, and then on the 25th, Venus is going to move into Pisces. So things get very grown up. But also with those very grown actions come very grown consequences. And if you're on the midst of breaking up, having broken up, starting new, after a loss, coming back from a loss, what you don't want to do is start something new right now when you're not ready. So be very careful with your fertility. You know what I'm saying? King of Cups, Six of Wands. Now, this sun moving into Pisces, Venus moving into Pisces, it does make you very attractive. It does make you want to, jump in bed or jump into something with somebody new. Just be very careful, because you are kind of notorious for taking things, rolling with the punches and kind of not letting anything stick to you and letting things slide off your back. But that doesn't mean that you're all the way healed. Don't buy into your own bullshit. The Lovers and Judgment. There are conversations that need to be had. Let's not forget that the Lovers card is also the card of lying and affairs and secrets. If there's anything anywhere that you're hiding shame about, that you're feeling bad about, that someone in a relationship with you is feeling bad about, that someone who works with you who didn't do right by you they're going to talk about it. They're going to say something. They're not going to be able to keep it to themselves. And the thing is also, maybe you should be honest with the people that you love about maybe how you need your freedom a little bit. And then watch how this month has a crazy way of giving you your freedom. Just be prepared for crazy events. Let me put it that way. Now, after the 25th, it is really important for you to get out there and be seen and focus on your ideas about making money, because you can make a lot of it. So if you're inclined to put some new ideas into motion, after the 25th, you've got that golden touch. So go for it. Especially if these are things that you can do to kind of communicate and translate the pain that you've recently been through when it comes to love. Maybe you want to write something, or a blog, or a podcast, or something, or, make some art out of it in some way. But it would really help your healing process, one, but also as a way to create content, more income, whatever it is. It's just a really good time for you to talk about and therefore purge out what you've been through. Because the thing is, it's not too soon, because you're going to talk about it and then you're just going to move on from it. So it's actually good. Now, what else do I have here? Bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords and then the Hermit. We'll look at that. Don't jump to any conclusions. Don't go to these extreme, edges of the spectrum. Really, it is about finding that center and not having to be dragged. Let go. Let go, let go, let go, let go. And if you're still at the point where you're really heartbroken and grief-stricken if you're stricken, sorry, because something was taken from you, some loss, something, this love was somehow destroyed for you, the grieving, it can be turned into something productive. Helping others is gonna help you, is what I'm trying to say. And talking about it is gonna help you, and it's gonna help others, and that's gonna help you, and then it's gonna, you understand where I'm going with this. And then the last thing I have here is freedom or fortitude. You can run from the stress, the big decisions, the big changes if you want to. You can run away back into your mind. You can run away physically. You can run away. But it's not going to build character, and it's not going to solve anything. And when you come back to it, it'll still be the same. So, if you want to see your Libra date look, check it out on Insta and on TikTok. But I'm glad we did it like this. I love you so much. And if I don't say it enough, I'm really proud of you. These things are not easy that you are going through and have gone through and have been victorious over, no matter how you feel at the moment. You've shown a lot of grit, is what I was saying. And that is not necessarily something that is associated with your sign. In fact, as you obviously must know, you are often considered to be a bit soft. But you have absolutely proven yourself to be indeed the Queen of Swords and made of steel somewhere deep on a skeletal level. And I think it is that strength that you pull from now. So don't lose faith. Don't lose your speed. Move forward. Keep trusting the decisions you're making. Keep trusting the freedom that you want, but also to balance it with this fortitude. And whenever you feel yourself holding on very tight, remember me telling you to let go, or you will get dragged. Find that center, Libra. Stay there. It's the only place you're happy anyway. And you will. Don't worry. Don't get too worked up. Empress energy. I love you so much.
Hi Libra, welcome to the second part of your reading. All right, so here we are. There you are, first card out. That front, this here, it's a lot. Requires a lot of upkeep, and it requires you to sublimate quite a bit that you would love to talk about or have the whole world know. There's so many times when, if you were just able to tell the truth, you would be completely vindicated in a situation. And yet, for the greater good, or perhaps to save an image, somebody else's or your own, you don't say anything. The thing is, when you do it long enough, it starts to give you this strange vibe of, being afraid of being found out. Like someone will see who you really are underneath the act. Now that's something that has to be remedied. That's not something you want to walk around feeling for the rest of your life, right? Well, in February, you get a chance to let go of some of those secrets, say things how they are. You also get a chance to revamp your love relationship, your relationship with your kids, if you have any. And you have ample time to get into this very secure, chill, Empress, Queen of Swords vibe. Why? Because astrologically, especially if you're a Libra rising, there's a lot of shocking news coming up. So you want to be very secure in who you are and how you feel about you. Super important. Now, that King of Cups is a pretty sweet offer, followed by some very lucrative moments, success money-wise, but also the kind of success that other people notice, that other people talk about. So it would behoove you then to get out there and be in the world a little bit. Now, I know that doesn't quite mean the same thing right now, but there are things that you could be doing. There are places you could be going, people you could be meeting, and you should. The more you're out there, and the more you're, let's say, adding to your toolbox, the better this year goes. You can think of February as the part of the video game where you are getting all your supplies together for the trip. And in your case, those supplies have to do with what you know, what you've learned, the contacts you have, and how you feel about you, what your underlying beliefs are about yourself, which you've been working on for quite some time. And it is working and it is showing. So we pack all this up neatly and we get on the road. Now, until February 20th, you've got this Mercury retrograde, and you really just don't want to say much before then. I know I just said that you have things to say and things are going to come out and there's going to be secrets and there's going to be shocks. Don't respond. After the 20th, respond. Before that, no matter how sane the argument seems to you, it'll just get turned around on you. Now, speaking of having things turned around on you, from February 6th to February 17th, we have that Uranus squaring Saturn. And it's the culmination of a pretty intense set of squares. And it has to do with a general level of discontentment. You will feel this very much. And if you haven't by the end of February learned to let go of some of those fears, some of the hang-ups, and really said some things out loud that need to be said, not because you want to be vindicated, but because they just need to be said. If you can do that, if you've let go, then end of February you don't get dragged. Now, if you haven't, end of February gets really tough. You get knocked down from a queen to a page. Your heart is hurting terribly. And once again, you try to hide in the abstract when there is real love and real feeling and real relationships out here in the real world that would very much like to be able to come near you. But that's a decision that only you can make. If you decide that you are still too hurt or too pained by what's happened in the past and that you would like to regress back to that feeling and stay there for a while, that is, of course, your choice. But you're missing out, because that thing that you would go back to and relive will only deepen those neural pathways, which will bring you nothing good. Excuse me, and will keep you from creating new pathways along which you could be happy. Yeah, it's a lot. But it's good and you need it. And you know it. So get to it. All right, I love you lots. If you're interested in the extended version of this reading where we go through and shuffle through for each card and see what it's clarified with, you can check out Vimeo or the instant extended link below. It's the same reading. Personal readings, the podcast, events coming up, guided meditations. It's all on the website on ambercon.com. And there's also a merch shelf below. So check it out. I love you lots, and I'll see you in the extended right now. We're going to talk about love. We'll talk about the signs, how each sign relates to you, etc., etc. Love you.